my channel. I'm Janelle and I'm so glad you're here to join me. As many have seen throughout the last few months, we have some baby announcements that are being posted. And so I thought it would be cool at the end of this year into the next year to think of some nice, great creative ways that we can give our mommies to be and daddies to be some little personalized gifts. So we are going to make some burp cloths. I've made these in the past. I've given them to some friends and some family, and here these are ones that I've made for little girls, and I just coordinated, you know, not specifically colors, but just kind of put the set together, and then I made this for a little boy. And then the great thing about this is you can match the nursery, or you can just do a neutral color that could go with anything. What I did is I went to Target and I bought a pack of cloth diapers. And this pack had 5. It was for $12.99. And you can get them anywhere. I'm sure you can get them in Walmart, you can get them on Amazon. I just happened to be at Target and I just grabbed them there. Then I went to Joann's and I got some flannel, and I got half a yard of 3 different patterns. Now you can go as elaborate or you can stay all the same. You can just have some fun with it. So this is just a woodsy type of gray, camping adventure type of pattern. This is a really cute Be Brave, bear, camping, and then the coordinating color, just a regular little gray. So the first thing I did was I washed all my fabric and I washed them separately, and then I washed the diapers separately as well. You always want to give your fabric a good cleaning, and then of course when the families get their gifts, they can definitely wash it in some baby solution. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to fold this. There's in the middle, there is this little, I guess, overlapped padding for better absorption. So what I'm doing is I'm just folded it in half. Sorry, not really in half, but basically in 3s, and it naturally kind of folds in half. Now I'm not using this line. I don't know if you could see it well, it's kind of bright with my lighting, but I'm not using this line, this seam that they've already come with, as my guide. I'm just folding it basically, and it's about 5.5 inches wide. Again, just take the natural way that it's going to fold over, and it's not going to fold completely over in this back here. And then what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to use my Be Brave fabric. This is really, really cute. So the best way to do this, every single piece is its own measurement. So don't take one and cut like 5. I would individually cut these out. It's kind of tedious, but you're going to get the better look on it. So what I did is I laid my fabric down flat, and then I laid this on top, and I went about 1 inch over, because you're going to see as I sew it, it's going to be I'm going to have a little bit of a hem, but I'm going to show you how I did that. So I'm going to cut about 1 inch around the entire cloth diaper. When you cut this and wash it, it's going to fray. So your measurements would be basically at the edge of the fray line. So again, it's just about 1 inch, and you're going to do some adjustments after you get sewing. Grab my scissors. All right, so now as I'm sewing this, the natural bend of this side kind of curves out a little bit. I'm gonna just follow it as it goes. I'm not gonna worry about it being 100% straight. All right, so then after that, what I like to do is I'm gonna take it over to my iron. Oh, and after I washed it, it was real wrinkly. I took it to my iron and just gave it a good iron. I also ironed my diapers. Now again, there's a lot of extra fabric, so it's not going to be a perfect iron, but you just want to basically take out the major creases. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to lay it flat, my fabric on top of my diaper, and I'm going to just fold it so that I can see a tiny bit of my diaper underneath. Okay, so I just put some fabric underneath it, that way you can see my diaper. Okay, so here's my fabric, here's my diaper. And so what I'm doing is I'm just folding enough just so I see a tiny bit of the diaper. And what I'm gonna do is take it over to my ironing board and I'm gonna iron it down so that when I'm getting ready to sew, it won't move. And then I do the same for the edges. And as I'm ironing, I'm going to adjust it as I go, but this just gives me a little guide. Now don't worry about the bottom piece here. This is underneath. Don't worry about that. What you want to do is line it up with the top piece here. And then don't worry about these little things that stick out. We're going to take care of those after we have it all ironed out. All right, let's head over to my ironing board and I'll show you how I kind of clean it up a little bit. Okay, so here we are at my iron. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to do the sides. I'm not going to do the ends yet. I'm just going to do the sides here. I'm going to make sure that I'm all even. And I'm just going to lay my iron on the top. I'm not going to go back and forth. Just want to create the crease. And I'm just pressing down. Okay, I'm going to do the tip here. So I'm just going to fold it out until again, just press it down. Okay, let's do this end. Okay, it's all done. Let's go back inside my sewing room. Let's finish it off. Okay, so the easiest way to do these corners is cut these at an angle. So you want, here's the fold, so you're going to cut inside. And then when you flip it back over, there's nothing sticking out. Okay, let's do this side. It just gives it a nice clean corner. All right, easy enough. Let's head over to my machine. Okay, so here we are at my machine. I don't do a lot of pinning because I want it to be flexible for movement. So I just pin the top here. And again, I'm going to adjust it a little bit because it's not exactly lined up like I want to. So I'm going to just turn it a tiny bit and then smooth it out. And I have it on a zigzag. I like the zigzag look. You can do it in a straight line if you want. I just had it set at a zigzag. All right, here we go. Okay, so we're all done. So this is how it looks. It's the white strip on the side, the extra flannels in the middle. You fold it the two sides in, you fold it in half again, and you could put a nice bow. You can set up in a little gift basket, and you've got a cute set for the new mama to be. I designed these adorable little onesies. I'm going to design them for a little boy. I'm a mom of 3 boys that love basketball, so I thought it would be cute to do some designs for a little boy, mama's boy, future baller with some basketballs. And I'm going to give you a quick little tutorial on how I did it on my silhouette, and then I used the heat transfer, and I'm going to put it on these little cute little onesies. I bought a package of 3 at Target, and it was around maybe $7. You can get them at Walmart, again on Amazon, and these are itty bitty. They're the long sleeve. I think it's perfect if I were to give it away as a gift during the winter season. I think it'd be perfect. They've got little folds for their little hands. This is a 0 to 3, but onesies stretch a little bit. I washed them and I kind of ironed them out. My dryer kind of creased them up really bad. So I'm going to show you quickly on how I designed it on my silhouette, and then we'll go ahead and iron it on. And I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how I created my shirt decals. I'm going to go ahead and click on this letter A on the left hand side of my screen, and I'm going to type in all caps, Mamas. Alright, so highlight it up, and I'm going to go over here to my right where it has a little A, and I'm going to bring different fonts. This one I chose, and I downloaded it off of defont.com, and it's called Handnotate SC. And then I have this cute little font here, and you can resize it to whatever you want. Now, one thing I did notice is that if you were to group it or weld it together, and that's another tutorial, it changed. You no longer can find it and what style you use. So make sure that you're writing it down to make sure that you remember what you did. Okay, and the word boy, I'm going to leave it in the default font that it comes in, and it's was already down my computer, and it's this one down here. I've seen this in multiple Pinterest. I've seen it in different so this is not mine original, so I wanted to have a black square around the word boy. I grabbed a rectangle and I just drew it around the word boy, and I just lined it up with the M and with the S. If it's too big, you just bring it in just a tiny bit. If you're happy with how it looks, you're going to highlight everything, right click, group it all together, and then you can make it to whatever size that you want. For the onesies, I made it about 4x4 or 5x5, depending on what size of onesie you get. Okay, so then now I'm just going to put it up here. Now, if you want to bring in a clip art and you can't find what you're looking for in the store, in the silhouette store, I found a way that you can get it online. So I just grabbed this clip art. I just Googled basketball clip art, and I right-clicked, I copied image, go back to my silhouette, and I just pasted it back in here. Now you'll notice that it's got this gray checkered behind. If you go over here on your right hand side, to me it looks like a toast. It's called Open Trace Panel. So you click on that. Then you're going to say Select Trace Area. So I click on that. I put my mouse over top, and I'm going to highlight the entire image that I want to have traced. Now you'll notice that it makes it all yellow. Take your threshold and you can move it to the left or the right. And I'm going to move it to the left because I want to see my lines of my basketball. And you can pick and choose how you want that. I'm going to set it to about 22. Then I'm going to go down here to trace, and I'm going to click trace. And then I'm going to click on the image and I'm going to drag it out of the way, delete it because I don't need it anymore. Now that I have a basketball, I can now use that to cut my vinyl out of. And again, you can change the size of it. What I did is I took it apart. So I want the back of it to be orange, and I wanted these lines to be black. So what I did is I release compound path. Clicked on that, and every single piece is by itself. So I moved, that's what I wanted to do. Anytime you make a mistake, you can put Command Z, and that kind of puts it back together exactly where it is. There it is. And I copied and pasted this so that I'm going to cut this one in orange, and I'm going to cut this in black, and I'm going to layer it on top when I iron on. And you're going to see how I do all of that. For this not to move, you're going to go ahead and highlight everything again, and you're going to make compound path, or if you want to group it, and it stays together. One more thing I'm going to do. Of course, my computer is acting slow. I'm going to type in the word nothing but net. Highlight this. Go back to my letter on here on the right hand side. I downloaded another font called Alone on Earth. I thought that was super cute, and that you can download from Dafont, DAFONT.com. Type in Alone on Earth, and you're going to see this adorable little font. And again, you can size it to whatever you need. And then the last one I did was Future Baller. And again, I use the same font as the other one on Alone on Earth. Now you can get any size that you're looking for an idea for a onesie on Pinterest. That gives you kind of like a breakdown. If you want to do this 0 to 3 months, you can use this size and go up from there. What I did is I cut it out on paper first, and I put it on my shirt to make sure that it wasn't too big. It was a tiny big, so I went and resized it. When you're cutting out vinyl, the heat transfer vinyl, you're going to want to make sure that you mirror it. So you're going to highlight your image, and you're going to right click, and you're going to flip horizontally, and it provides it that it's mirror image. Now basketball, you really don't have to do that. That's a preference if you want it specifically to go one way. And again, you want to make sure that all your wording is mirrored. If you are doing regular vinyl and you're going to do it on wood, or you're going to do it on glass, you definitely do not have to do this mirror image. When you're getting ready to send it, you're going to click over here on send, and you're going to tell your computer that what type of material you will be cutting on. So I'm going to change this material to heat transfer, I believe it's smooth. Now there's a variety of different things that you can do. You can do flocked, glitter, glow in the dark, and every one of them has a different pressure, has a different speed. So I'm going to use heat transfer smooth. Click on that, and then when it's all ready to go, you can press send and let the machine do its job. If you have any questions, please comment in the below. I have all my onesies laid out here, right here. I'm on my ironing board. Now they recommend not to actually iron on the ironing board, so I have this metal, it's meant for the wall, but I have this metal piece that's a sit on top. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to do this Mama's Boy. So what I did is I just kind of laid it on there, made sure it was straight. I have some parchment paper right here, and I have my iron with the steam off. And so I'm just going to set my iron on top and let the heat do its work. You don't want to go back and forth. You just kind of want to put pressure, and you can count to 10, 15. Make sure you check your heat vinyl instructions that it comes with. I got mine on Amazon, and I will link where I got it from. I've been happy with what I got. You want to make sure that you're testing your vinyl before you do it on your main thing, because I bought some and they did not work. So gently, so it's not, I haven't left it on there long enough. If you notice that anything comes up, you just place your iron back on. Sometimes I get a little bit impatient and I just want to get done. Just for extra heat, I leave my parchment paper on there, and I just go one more time over it without the protective cover, and then it's all done. Oh, so cute. Love how this came out. Move on to Future Baller. So this one I'm going to do in stages. I'm going to do the basketball first. I'm going to put the basketball up here. I'm going to see kind of where I want this. What I might do is I might cut off this so I can do it. Nope, I'm just going to do I'm going to do the basketball first. If you have a heat press or a Cricut heat press, that would go a lot faster. They have a timer on there, which is very helpful so that you don't have to sit there and count, and it puts the pressure on for you. But if you don't have one, this iron works just as good. You just have to be a little bit more patient. Okay, let's put my word on. I'm going to put Future Baller kind of right underneath, make sure everything lines up nice. Down just a tiny bit. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the black part of the basketball right on the top. Came out so cute. All right, let's do this last one. Again, we're going to do the same method. I'm going to do the little basketball first, the orange part of the basketball. Doesn't really matter which way. I think I want to overlap that one a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my basketball on here. I'm going to take my word nothing but net, and I'm going to just overlay it just a tiny bit. How adorable is this? I so love how these turned out. Okay, one last thing that I want to add to the basket. Now, anytime you're rocking the baby, feeding the baby, or just kind of cuddling the baby, it never fails that you're thirsty at that exact moment. And so it's always important to have water beside you. And I wanted to make this tumbler for the mama to be. Now, I saw this at Hobby Lobby. It was just the silver tumbler in the crafts department. It was $9.99, and I thought it was a pretty good deal. You can use a 40% coupon on that as well. You can find all of this on Amazon as well. I just happened to be at Hobby Lobby, and so I saw it, so I'm going to grab it. Then I saw these vinyl transfers for $2.99. And it comes on a transfer paper already. I did have to work a little bit on getting it on here smoothly. Now, this is perfect for those that do not have a machine and that want to do something personalized, but don't have the machine, don't want to invest in the machine. This is a perfect vinyl transfer. You can also purchase them on Etsy. Amazon has vinyls that you can purchase as well. This one has a little bit of a different texture than the one that I've done on wood or glass of my own, but it works just as well. And so I thought it came out really cute for a nice gift, a nice personalized gift to add to my collection. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any tips or advice, I would love to hear that as well. Have a wonderful day and Happy New Year.